Hey guys, what's up? Um, so this is a little addition to some stuff I forgot about yesterday and some of my downloads from today. Um, okay, so uh, I was talking about this reader, right, who has been basically harvesting energy and also working with um, a karmic uh, male, right? And what they've been doing is they're still using a lot of magic and voodoo and stuff like that. They did a lot of work last night. They're sending money blockages to an empress and an emperor. Um, now, I was talking about the stuff that was going on with me with identity fraud, right? A lot of times you'll hear the tarot readers say, like, don't always pay attention to the signs, right? Birthdays. And something else that came up was I was talking about how this person, what they do is identity fraud, right? So they'll get with you or your brother, sister, cousin, mother, father, whatever, right? And they will get information on every single person that is involved with whomever they're with. And they'll place cameras and recorders everywhere. So that way when they're alone with each person or they, get a chance to talk to each person, they use this information to get this person against you, right? I remember my ex, which it didn't even, I really didn't even pay attention to it at the time, but my ex, because she was drugging me, I mean, there's a lot of things going on at the time, um, but she was showing me texts and saying that they were from my kids to other people, and I'm just like, I never thought to even ask, well, how did you get that like how did you even get that information, how are you getting into that? And she was also hacking my karmic father's information and showing me how he was looking up like um, how to get away with murder and stuff like that. And I remember bringing this up to my karmic sister and she was like, oh, um, that's a show that's out or a movie that's out, right? So I kind of let that go. But another thing is I found things on my social media that for people that I was friends with, where she was writing their significant other pretending she was me, but she was writing them sexually, and I'm like, that's not me, right? Even when I was when she had me locked up, because she set me up, and basically the same thing, right? She was writing somebody and I wasn't even home. So that's why when I looked up my social media and I was like, wait a second. I had tried to set up a couple, probably like two social media accounts or three, like on Facebook and Instagram, but I shut them down. But it takes a process and she kept reopening it. So I just totally like dropped my social media and I haven't used it in a long time, like years. I think it was 2021 I stopped using it. Um, so anything that's been on there since is not me. I think I went back on there maybe 2002, like a couple times, and then like 6 months ago. Okay, so, um, but what they do is they turn everybody against each other, and so not only that, but she was showing me stuff that she could have wrote herself, right? So I know that like my kids aren't talking to me right now, but this is what she does. Like, so she was showing me stuff that was talking about me, which really hurt my feelings. And I remember overhearing some things that one of my daughters were saying, and I'm like, that's not like her. Like, why was she talking like that? And it's probably because, again, she went to her with stuff, with recordings and stuff of stuff that was being said. That this, you got to understand, this person studied um, film and um, computer technology. Not only that, but she also went to a dark occultist and was able to get him to help her get energy, harvest energy off of other people. So she was getting their creativity and their ideas and their things that they mastered. So she was using all of these tools, right? But see, what they do is, and this was in my dream and I didn't realize last night, they use drugs, right? Say that you just smoke pot or you just drink, they'll lace it with something. That way they can get you to hallucinate. But what they do is they use drugs to be able to evolve faster and get to these deities, kind of like if you look up in ancient times, like Indians would use peyote and stuff like that to work on their shadow side, work on whatever their fears were, right? Because the peyote would bring their fears out. And some of them, what they would do is afterwards, they would act it out. That way they can get over their fears. So they would work with whoever is their spiritualist, and they would act out whatever the fears were, kind of like a movie. And that would get them over their fears. So that's something that couldn't be used against them in the future, right? And those dreams wouldn't come back. But at the time, it wasn't really, it was a mix between a dream and a hallucination because they took drugs, right? But it did bring out their fears and their shadow side, and it made it so that they worked on it faster and they knew what could be used against them. So, knowing all this, this person will turn everybody against you so that you will be alone. So, or you, even when, like, say they have you locked up, they have you set up and you're locked up. This gives them time while you're locked up for them to really go ham on your community and do a smear campaign on you. Make you look like somebody you're not, and of course you're locked up, so it looks even worse on you. They get your, not only your neighbors against you, but they get your friends against you. They have your family turn on you. So now when you come home, you may not realize it at first, but this person is running your community, your home, everything. So this is when you need to realize you need to go somewhere and be by yourself. But they also will have your phone hacked, so they know where you're going. They even if you turn it off, there's a way that they can get the microphones on it. Because I know that my phone, I used to shut it off and it used to come back on by itself. And I'm like, even when it was dead, I would let it completely go dead. And they had a way of still being able to get into it. Because this is what the law enforcement's supposed to be able to do, right? But because one of these people was in law enforcement or something, right? And so anyways, once they get you by yourself and you're gullible, they basically take you out. They unalive you. Now they unalive you, and whatever money they get, they split it between this group, or the two of them, okay? Mainly there was two of them, but it became a collective, like a cult, right? A community of people. So whoever they basically got with to gang stalk you and gaslight you, okay? Now they have a plastic surgeon that does basically helps change their identity. So if they got you set up and they had you locked up, they have your whole thing expunged, right? Or if they can, they'll go and actually turn on the people that help them, okay? And that's in the justice system. And if they didn't want to help them expunge all this stuff out there, they will sue them for injustice and make money off of that. But they basically look like you because now they're getting their surgery done, right? They have your record fixed. Now, if they want, they can go get a job anywhere they want. So they can become a cop. Because I seen an officer that I was like, wait a second. that used to be someone I used to know that used to deal on the street, right? And I knew, but they look different, but I could still see. Once you're at a certain level and you're high priest, um, uh, you know, you're able to see these things. You can see, okay? Or if you're a karmic and you're one of them, because you're at a lower level, you can see, right, who is karmic if you're in that field, if you have those abilities, okay? So usually they could see each other and they know who to work with. But this is how you get masons that work in the electrical company, block masons, air conditioning, they're cops, they could be judges, stuff like that. Because basically they cheated. Okay, they took everything that someone else had, put it into them, made themselves somebody else, and you don't know how long they've been doing this. So however long they've been doing this, basically adds on to whatever abilities they have. Okay, and so they're using this, and now not only that, but they changed their identity so they can look like this person, so that they can go get a better job or do something else, and no one will even realize it. And because they turned everyone against you, and they made it so you're by yourself, these people who turned against you won't even really care. Like, unless they were in on it and they made money on it, some of them they probably paid just to walk away, and they walked away. So they have a whole new life to start. They'll probably move somewhere else, and like I said, they could become an officer, they become a paramedic, a firefighter. Because I know that when I got picked up by the paramedics, the one guy was on another thing that they use when they drug traffic, right? Or when they sex traffic, is they use coin master, right? You would never think that, but there's two versions of it. But if you know the right codes to put in, if you go under, there's certain things that you can read under the terms and stuff like that. But if you really, really look into it, there's ways. There's a second page. There's a door, right? Basically, so if you're in that community and you're part of whatever the Masons, you can get to this. And if you want to sleep with that person and you know that they're divine, you pay, right? And so I knew I seen this guy's tablet and I seen it on Coinmaster, and this is something that my ex used to play a lot. And I'm like, wait a second, why, how do I was like, it just stuck out to me. And then he was like, look, because I said, like, you know what, and I want to go home. I don't need to be brought to the hospital. So I signed a release. And before I went, he says to me, don't worry, is this your address? I said, yeah. He goes, well, I'll be by to check on you tonight. And at first I'm thinking, okay, he's a paramedic. That's cool. He's with the justice system somehow, some way, even though it's a paramedic, it's not, a cop. He'll still come by and make sure that we're okay. That night was the night that I was asked if I wanted to take one if I was going to take one for the team. And I said, no, I'm not. And I ended up getting injected and passing out. But I remember right as I was passing out, she said, well, if you're not going to take one for the team, your daughter is. And then I was out, right? I remember hearing her come back in the room and saying something about, man, that was really loud. And she kept trying to wake me up and ask me, like, right before that, who did you tell, like, where we lived and stuff. And I was like, what are you talking about? And finally, I don't know what happened, but I ended up telling her, because she wouldn't leave me alone. I told her about the paramedic, and then I was out. And then I remember hearing her on the phone telling him like a code about where the house was. And then again, I was out, and then she came into the room, and I heard her say, okay, well, that was loud. And she was talking to somebody else, because she used to wear headphones a lot, right? It's another thing. They'll use either an earpiece that you can't really see, or they'll use headphones. But not only that, but they can telecommunicate with each other. Okay, some of them can, telepathically. And they also have their phones activated and cameras everywhere, so they can all communicate on the dark net and through these devices. Okay, TV, phone, everything like that. The next day I got up and I grabbed her stuff and I ran down the street and I ran to the this lady and I asked her to call the cops. Well, she comes running up behind me. We're arguing, and because I told the cops what happened, they ended up taking me because I had the stuff on me, but I said this is what she was injecting me with. I tried to hand it over. They took me in for possession, and she got to go back to my house. Now, they should at least done a well check on my family, but they didn't. Okay? I've already told this story, but this is stuff that they do. So I want to put it out there. So if someone is watching and they're like, oh wait, and they're getting mad because I might be exploiting them, well, maybe there's a reason. Maybe that might be a person that was involved. Maybe that's why they're getting upset. Because I've had a lot of money blockages and spell work and them messing with my channel. I've been being attacked constantly. Also been threatened. They've been trying to send fake officers to my house. But it's alright, because you know what? I'm going to get their badge number. And I'm also going to make sure that I have an attorney. So it doesn't matter what you guys do. I'm not stupid. I use my intuition. I use my head. Okay? You can't just come to my house and just grab me. Especially if you're coming to me to tell me that you have information about what's going on with me. Basically, right? Because other than that, I haven't done anything. Other than meditating, I've been home, I work on my channel, and I go for a bike ride here and there. But other than that, I already know I'm being followed. So, and I know that they're being followed because they went and made some false reports. So, not only were they getting me investigated, but now the investigators are investigating them because their story isn't adding up. Okay, so if something like this is going on with you and you notice that someone that you're with, it's one way around people and another way when you're alone, and maybe like you started getting clean or you started drinking less, you started doing something less, and this person brings something around you and starts to make it so that you drink more or you do something more, like say like me, like I've been trying to eat better, right, and diet, and I have someone always constantly cooking and putting food in my face, and on top of it they're doing overeating spells on me and stuff like that. Not only are they doing that, but they're photoshopping my videos and messing with like the way that my the page comes up and everything like that. But it doesn't really matter to me because I don't care what I look like. I love myself. I'm happy with myself. I'm my own best friend, and I'm just on here to help somebody else. So I want to put that out there. But what I forgot to mention yesterday was in my dream that when I had brought the person to the store to get cigarettes, that they were also getting some pills. And I totally forgot about that. And that's why they do that, because they use drugs, okay? Mainly like fentanyl and meth and Molly, but some of them will use mushrooms, acid, to hallucinate, basically, but they use it with when they're doing spell work and stuff like that, to get closer to the deities and stuff, you know. But once you get higher and higher up in your higher vibration and you're one with God, your ancestors have your back. So they don't realize that you work with these deities too, especially if you're a high priest, priestess. You're allowed to work with these deities as long as God is telling you it's okay. So if they're sent at you, then God will allow you to work with them, okay? But we don't call on them. Usually they're sent at us, or they'll come to us in our dream and they'll give us a message. But see, some of us are from past lives, right, from a long time ago, and we have ancestors from that were Egyptians, and also some that were Indians, and so they don't realize, they don't even know who our ancestors are. So when they're calling upon these deities, they don't even realize that some of them work with us. Okay. So I just wanted to put that out there, and make sure that you're doing your best to turn your phone off, you know, turn your TV off, meditate, if you do have your phone or whatever, listen to high vibration music. I always put like my hair tie over my camera. I know people might say that's paranoia, but if you're going through what we are with the spiritual attacks, it helps you, especially the fact that they're doing spell work on you and they're using your cameras to basically have you on video as they're doing this. Make sure you take your salt baths and you use your amethyst. Your amethyst also not only helps you open your heart chakra, but it is also a you can use it for protection. Okay. Be careful who you get your candles and stuff from, who you get your incense from, stuff like that. Go somewhere where they don't expect you to, because some of these people actually put negative energies and stuff like that into these things. So when you try to use it to clear stuff, it doesn't work as well. It's good to get a rainbow candle because it will help you with your chakras. Okay. Sitting in the grass, make sure it's clean grass, will help you also level out and clear your chakras. This is something you should do every morning. If you can't sit in the grass, at least go outside if you can somewhere and sit by yourself and meditate. Showers help. Like I said, you can even take regular salt, mix it into your body soap or whatever it is, and then wash with it. If you're around karmics and you have money and you can get away, then you might need to get away. Okay? Because if I had my money that I did have saved up, or the money that I'm supposed to have right this minute, because right now I don't have a penny to my name, okay? But they made it this way so that not only will I be trapped with nobody, but that I wouldn't have money, because when I had a job, they made sure to do whatever they could to gang stalk me and make me feel uncomfortable and take money out of my accounts and take money out of my checks, my hours and stuff like that, so that it would be hard for me to keep a job or work. On top of it, doing spell work on me to make it so that I didn't feel good, or that my body would be aching and stuff like that. Like I would get muscle cramps in my legs really bad. And then they use energy weapons. Some of them, not all of them, but I happen to be dealing with ex-military. Okay. So just be cautious of this, and also like if they've already turned your family against you, it might be a losing battle. You won't know until it's all over with. So you might want to just get away. If it's something that you're worried about when it comes to a job or something like that, if your intuition and your spiritual team is telling you to leave, you need to leave. Okay? I'm working on what I'm trying to do right now and go, and so I'm being guided. I won't be here too much longer, but you're not supposed to let your left hand know what your right hand's doing. So another thing is, be careful who you're talking to about your business. You might want to not tell anybody what your plans are at all. If you talk to your spiritual team, make sure you say beloved ancestors of the highest vibration only, and make sure to clear your negative energy. So say, I rebuke, or please release any negative energy, and then say, I want to call back all my energy. And sometimes you can even feel it. Okay. Another thing you can do is go outside and stand up in the grass. Take your hands and feel yourself like pulling up this high vibration, okay? And then call upon your ancestors or God and say, I'm going to clear my vibes. And then as you're doing this, take your hand and slowly, as you're standing up, run it all the way down to your feet and feel it clearing your energy. As you're doing it, make sure and tell yourself in your head you're clearing your negative energy. And then when you're done and you're at your feet, put your hands on the grass and tell Mother Gaia, please take this negative energy and recycle it. And when you stand up, you'll notice you feel lighter. Okay, that's another thing you can do. There's different things you can do to do that. And then to recall your energy, I seen this yesterday on somewhere on YouTube. Basically, you're a superhero, right? You put your hands on your sides, and you gotta breathe out, like breathe out and in really fast through your mouth. Almost like you're having a baby, right? Like in and out really fast. As you're doing that, you start to imagine your solar plexus getting bigger and bigger and bigger as you're doing this. Okay? And then when you stop, you'll get a little lightheaded, but you'll feel all your energy come back. Okay? So that's 2 ways to do it. Alright, guys. So let's go ahead and do a quick reading. I know I talk a lot, but there's a reason for it. Okay? And I hope I'm helping somebody. And just remember, if you happen to be in one of these situations and there's an officer that comes and wants to talk to you or anything like that, always get their badge number. Okay? And if you can, call on their badge number and find out if they're who they say they are. And if you need to, no matter if you're at fault or not, make sure that you try to get an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, then get a public defender. You know what I'm saying? Alright. But what I was saying about the birthdays, that's what I was trying to say about that. Okay? So when we say don't pay attention to whatever they say that they're, whatever we call out sometimes when it comes to their birthday, because I was dating a Sagittarius, sometimes could come up as an Aquarius, right? But when they're using someone else's identity and they believe that, or they're good at doing that, they are now in a different horoscope. Okay, so their birthday comes up different. So they can come up as a Leo, or something like that. Okay, so just be cautious of that. You never know if the person next to you could be the same person that someone might be talking about. Divine Father, Mother, Spirit Guides, Ancestors at the highest, please surround us, enfold us, and protect us with your light. Metatron, will you please help me with your downloads? And I call on Archangel Michael to protect us at this time. Alright. What messages do we got? Okay. I got the Page of Wands in the reverse. So now they're not inspired, or they're working with your inspiration, but they're not inspired to come after you now. Not that they are, they still aren't going to do what they're doing, but they're not, whatever they were wanting to do, maybe you realize what it was, or they're listening to what I'm saying right now, and they're like, okay, well, now that's not going to work, right? Yeah, so, 5 of Cups. They wanted you drinking a lot so that you could lose your inspiration. They wanted you to not realize that you had 2 cups behind you. Nine of Cups. This could be a prostitute. That was distracting you. Maybe you didn't know that this person was a prostitute. That's why I said, ooh, what is that? Lovers, yeah. So it could have been a partner that you're with that's karmic. I'm getting that there's someone there was a karmic trying to strap someone down with a pregnancy. Maybe she was saying she was pregnant. Um, but what I'm hearing is it's not your baby. Uh, that's for somebody. Give me something on this lover. Because I'm looking at the picture and I keep being brought to her stomach. Yeah, so these people wanted you to get judged, but they're getting judged. It's judgment. They didn't want you to know that nothing's working in their favor. It's everything that they keep doing, they keep coming to a halt. But it's judgment time. So they were trying to set you up. Yeah, they were working hard with this devil or this occult or these people to have you set up, to have you take the fall for something that you didn't do. And it didn't work out. See how it came up upside down? Give me something on this. Six of Wands. Yeah, they didn't want you to move forward. They didn't want you to be celebrated. To, move on. To basically be on your own. Give me something on this Six of Wands. Ancestors on the Six of Wands. Ancestors. Alright, there could be a King of Wands involved. Give me something on this King of Wands. Okay. Yeah, they're offering you, the cup offered you, the cup. Alright. Like I said, someone is drinking. They could have offered you, the divine offers you a cup. Maybe at first it looks like you were standoffish, because that's what I'm being brought to. You didn't know what you wanted to do. But it looks like that you're taking this cup. Collective. So because you did this, they're getting a tower. And that's justice. Give me something on this, the tower and justice. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles could be involved. She was holding something over you, so it could have been a pregnancy, or it could have been a job, a contract, but she was holding something to hold you back. It could this could be to an empress and an emperor, that even information maybe she was holding back, but there was something that this Queen of Pentacles was holding back. Yeah, that she wanted to juggle you. This could have had to do with your foundation, whatever you do for work, maybe a job that you like, something. They wanted your Wheel of Fortune, but as long as you're making the right decisions, the Wheel of Fortune is still going to be turning in your favor. Yeah, they collaborated with your community. The community could be your community where you live. It could also be your family. It can be a group of friends that you guys hang out with. It could be all of the above. It could be your people that you work with. This also involved an emperor. I'm getting Aries, Pisces, Capricorn. But it's a father figure, right? It could be a boss. But this boss was working with these karmics. And he also was having an affair with, what I'm hearing is the karmic that you're with. Or were with. Yeah, they wanted to Ten of Swords you. Someone could be sick or could be passing, but they wanted this on you. They wanted to Ten of Swords you in your sleep, while you were drinking, while you weren't paying attention. They wanted to come when you were laying down. There's also a Queen of Cups that collaborated with them. Scorpio, Cancer, I don't know why I said Sagittarius. I already said that earlier. So it could be Cancer, Scorpio. I don't know why I'm hearing Aries. Yeah, I just seen the Scorpio card. Now, I'm a Scorpio, but I also have an older sibling, sister, stepsister, stepmother, whatever you want to call her, that is a Scorpio. Yeah, now they want to apologize. They want to offer you a fish in a cup, but I wouldn't take it. Anything else? Yeah, they're trying to get to you. But your ancestors are looking out, man. They're really looking out for you. And you have, they want your Ace of Pentacles, but it's not theirs. As long as you're doing the work and you're listening to your spirit team and you're moving in silence right now, they can't get to you. Ooh. Oh, that was the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. They want your Ace of Cups. So you got the Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles in the world. So the universe is backing you up. Yeah, they wanted you locked up. But now they're locked up. They're in spiritual restraints, but they're going to be on the 3D physically locked up, if not already. This is going to bring you balance. Anything else? Could be involving your karmic family, or again, a community, but family. Anything else before I close out? They wanted to put a bunch of illusions in front of you. They didn't want you to think that you had a choice. Yeah, they didn't want you to think that you had a choice to move forward. Alright, let's get a, I'm gonna get a ancestor card, and then I'm gonna get an angel card. What time are we at? Okay. We'll get a quick ancestor and then get a quick angel card. Ancestors of the highest vibration, please tell me what I need to tell my collective. Oracle, wait for important information. Okay, so you have a message coming. Pay attention to your intuition and what your spirit team's telling you. Make sure to clear your vibes. Make sure to do your spiritual bath or meditate. And be careful who you're letting make your food and your drinks right now. If you're one of, the ones going through this right now. If you can, make your own food and drinks. And don't let them go and order something out. And you think that that's going to be okay, because same thing, it doesn't matter. Just pay attention. That's why I said try to go to different places to eat and stuff like that. If they're used to where you go, they're going to make sure they set something up. Wise one. Within your current situation. So it says, grow within your current situation. Wise one. So you might be an old soul. Like I said, you have ancient ancestors. Yeah, high priestess. Sage. Be devoted and committed. Remember, if you're moving forward and you're taking the cup from the divine, then there's no reason to go back on that karmic wheel. Keep moving forward. And just be obedient. I mean, it's one, we're going to make mistakes, but do your best not to, if you can. Think before you act. Anything else? Alright, Magic Guardian. Unlock the magic within. So you have a lot of gifts that you're getting right now. Dream and journey. So make sure you journal and you take that dream. High priest. You journal your dreams. Okay. Archangels, any messages before I close out? Study and learning. Thank you, angels, for allowing me to see that every day is a learning day. Yeah, so, like I said, sometimes you need to study things like and learn about yourself, and also make that dream journal. And if you can, go to the library, but start to look up stuff about our ancestors, right? It'll give you information that you don't realize that will help you. Express your creativity. Thank you, angels, for helping me to express my inner creator. Yeah, because they're trying to block your creativity because, like I said, they were working on you, so they stole a lot of your ideas and they used it for their own. So take back what's yours, but you got even more gifts. You got more to show the world. Anything else, angels? Okay. Yeah, you're manifesting right now. Miracles. Archangel Orion. Thank you, Orion, for manifesting your miracles in my world. You co-create with the world, with the universe. You have star ancestors. You're a star seed. Trust your vibes. Thank you, angels. Today, I choose to trust my intuition and your guidance. Somebody's trusting their intuition. They're trusting their instincts. And like I said, if you start to feel funny when you're around somebody, your stomach starts to hurt, you start to get a headache, stuff like that, that's telling you, because you're on a higher vibration. Sometimes you could test it, right? Start listening to high vibration music, dance, sing, do whatever when you're by yourself, right? And then go around this person and see how fast your mood changes. That right there is a dead giveaway that this person, there's something that's not right. It's because, you know what they do? They start to try to get into your bubble, and they start to poke holes in your bubble, and it starts to interfere with your high vibration because you're too high vibration to be around them. So now it's starting to soak in, and then your vibration goes within, so you could go down to the level, and this is what they want, right? And then you start to kind of feel, you feel different. You don't feel as uplifted and as enthusiastic or moving, like you were. The miracles of prayer. Archangel Sandalphon. Thank Sandalphon for delivering my prayers to heaven. Alright guys, so I hope I was able to help you, and I hope that you're having a good day. Peace out.